Grandma's on the Roof is a new novel coming out soon by Ruth Johannesmeyer. Wade into the sun-soaked world of paradise in Florida, where two widows, Katherine and Pat, find themselves navigating the stormy waters of financial uncertainty, personal loss, and new relationships. Together with their friend Betty, these women demonstrate resilience and aging with dignity while finding joy amidst adversity. I'm going to read you a new chapter which introduces Pat as one of the main characters in Marco Island. This chapter takes place March 2021. While Mom received chemotherapy, I gave her a Kindle. She loved carrying multiple books at once and increasing the font size as needed. We sat in the hospital room and rarely talked because both of us were engrossed in reading. Julie, the nurse, noted our favorite books and later regaled us of how much she enjoyed them. It was a 3-person book club with a dangling IV instead of wine. Julie treated us no differently than the younger patients or companions. I don't understand why people in their 40s and 50s think that we are invisible or taking up space. Do they think age-related thinning gray hair is an older woman's invisibility cloak? Do they see us in a black robe with a sickle? In 2018, the doctor told Mom that she was in remission. Julie gave her a sweet greeting card with a list of books about people who led long and successful lives after recovering from cancer. On every doctor visit, her tests were clean. After her remission, I called Mom every Sunday whenever I was home in Marco Island, Florida. During the summer, I called or visited from my Winnetka, Illinois residence. Mom lived in a tiny home in Kalamazoo, Michigan, since I was in preschool and my brother Henry was born. She refused to go into a retirement home and could not afford it anyway. It was less expensive to hire someone to come in and help. I thought that COVID-19 was a blessing in disguise for Mom. I worried that in her 90s, driving to church or to the store was dangerous. After the pandemic shut down, everything was available at home: groceries, book club, and church. Mom said she learned to Zoom with the help of her home healthcare aide and was maintaining her social interactions. My phone rings. I pull it out and look down at Henry's smiling face on the screen. Every time I see that profile picture, I shake my head, thinking that is the only time my brother has smiled since his divorce 2 decades ago. Hi, Henry, what's up? Hey, Pat. He sighs into the phone like Eeyore. I think we should have a memorial service for Mom. Next month will be the 1st anniversary of her death. I was thinking the same thing myself. Over Christmas, the kids and grandkids were saying how much they missed great-grandma. Even though I insisted that Henry join us, he wanted to skip a year. Not having hangdog Henry there was more festive. We missed having you there too. Everyone should be able to travel now. We can all pitch in and clean out her home, Henry says. I'm racked with guilt over the last few months of her life. Her cancer gave me time to accept her eventual passing, but I was not prepared for the manner of her death. We had no idea what was going on. As usual, Henry drove her to Winnetka to celebrate the Christmas before COVID. She seemed happy and healthy with the entire family around. Mom hid her condition perfectly. No one wants to go back to her house. I tilt my head back and shake my head. I'll hire someone to clear out her stuff. Mom and I already sorted through items of sentimental or real value during her cancer treatments. I pause, trying not to think about it. I brighten my voice. Let's have it at my house. There are plenty of empty bedrooms for family and friends to stay in. Yeah, but I clench my fist. I'll pay for your gas money or train ticket. Thanks, sis. I'd like to have the service over Easter weekend on Saturday. My grandkids will be off, and hopefully, Chicago will be warmer by then. Besides, Florida has too much traffic during spring break, and it's an ideal time for me to fly up. Did you winterize your home in Winnetka before you flew down to Marco Island? My tension rises. Of course, you never know how cold it will get, and I can't risk having the pipes freeze again. I learned from my mistakes, unlike you. Oh, he sighs once more. What? I clench my teeth. I was just wondering if I could stay there. Henry pauses. I got laid off and can't afford my rent. It's my turn to sigh. I bite my tongue and do not say what I'm thinking. You should have bought a house when you had the chance. It'd be paid off by now. I debate my next words and finally say, I might have to sell the house. The heating bills cost more than your rent. Repiping the home last winter took a huge chunk out of my portfolio. Why don't you move into Mom's house? I tried. The probate judge said no. Henry lets out a billow of air. I'll send you a check for $1,000. I'll bail you out again. I'm sorry to hit you up. I really appreciate it. Thanks. Speaking of money and probate, what's going on? I feel my face flush and raise my voice. I got a $50,000 bill for Mom's home health care. I thought they stopped her care when the shutdown occurred. Well, it wasn't because of the pandemic. It was because she hadn't been paying her bills. That's why Mom lied. It's not that she didn't want them there. She couldn't afford it. Her money was all gone. It needs to be paid. I don't expect you to eat the whole nut. You can take it out of my proceeds from the sale of. I know what he's thinking. It was our childhood home. He wants to move back in, keep the house, and for me to gift him my half. He can't afford to even make repairs on it. I gotta go. We'll talk later. You'll send me a check? Yeah, bye. I wish I had an old-fashioned landline so I could slam down the phone. I stroll out to the lanai and recline in the chaise lounge by the pool. The sun warms my face as I close my eyes. I'm drained every time I think about what the police said when they found Mom. I flash back to Sunday, April 19th, 2020. That week haunts me, feeling as fresh in my mind as if it were yesterday. It was the week after Easter. Mom didn't answer the phone when I called. I thought she might be in the bathroom, and I wasn't immediately worried. It had been taking longer to do everyday tasks, and she had home health care coming 4 days a week, or so I thought. We installed an alert button in the bathroom and next to her bed. At the time, I was comforted by the thought that all she needed to do was press it. I called every 30 minutes with no response. When she didn't answer by noon, I called the home health care company, but their recording said they would return calls on Monday. The message instructed me to call the police for a wellness check or 911 for an emergency. The officer called me when he arrived at Mom's home. Mrs. Barron, we're at your mother's house. She hasn't answered the door, and we found her Friday, Saturday, and today's newspapers in the yard. Could she have taken a trip somewhere? No, she stays home and reads. Have you checked with the hospitals yet? I'm freaking out and praying. Just a minute, let me text my brother. Do you have the ability to FaceTime? Yes, but I've only used it when someone calls me. Text your brother and see if he knows anything. I'll call you back using FaceTime in a couple of minutes. I type as quickly as I can. Do you have Mom? The message doesn't say read or delivered. I wait for the floating dots, but none appear. Should I have been calling Mom daily against her wishes? I did for a while, and she complained I was bothering her. The home health care was invasive enough, she'd said. The phone rings and I hit accept and see a uniformed policeman wearing a white medical mask on the screen. Has Mom answered the door yet? No, ma'am. Does your brother know anything? He hasn't replied yet. Do we have your permission to enter the premises? The officer turns the phone to the front door. Of course. Do you have a way of getting in without breaking the lock? I see him turn the handle and open the door. Does she usually leave the house unlocked? It's not wise in this neighborhood. No, the healthcare workers have keys. He points the camera to the room and enters. There are no lights on, the floral curtains drawn, the wood paneling makes the room dark. Hello, is anyone here? The policeman motions the phone to the kitchen. Dirty dishes on the counter, piled on the table and in the sink. That's not normal for Mom. She likes a clean home. He walks down the hall. All the doors are closed, which is unusual. Which room is this? He points at the first one on the right. The bathroom. Ma'am, are you in there? He knocked hard and yelled. Turning the phone to his face, he asked, do I have permission to open the door? At this point, my heart is racing. Could she have COVID-19? Is she lying on the floor? He kept the phone pointed at him this time. In a split second, his eyes scanned the tiny room. He might have thought the same thing, which is why he didn't show me the bathroom. She's not in here. Which is her bedroom? At the end of the hall. I didn't know if I'd be horrified seeing her in a pool of sweat, dead from the virus, or grateful if he found her peacefully lying there, having passed in her sleep. I understood he wasn't going to show me anything upsetting. Not in here either. He walked around the bed and checked the closet. The policeman knelt and searched under the bed. What? My breath hitches and my palms are sweaty. Sorry, nothing. I was expecting to find her in here. I'm just surprised, that's all. Does she go out for walks? He looks right at me through the phone. Only to get her newspapers in the yard. She's a reader. A pop thoughts into my head. Is her Kindle on her nightstand? Yes. Damn it. My chest tightens and dread fills my body. What? When she gets up, she takes the Kindle to her chair to read. She takes her Kindle everywhere. Pat, are you coming for coffee? I jump and open my eyes when I hear Betty shout from next door. I hate that I'm having my recurring nightmare during the daytime. Sure, give me a minute, I reply while staring at the waterfall pouring from the spa into the pool. I dip my hands in and splash some water on my face. Betty and I sit and enjoy nature every morning. I pass through the screen door and I'm shaded by the 6 foot tall ficus hedge until I'm not. I squint and pull my glasses away from my face to check that I'm wearing sunglasses. Should I go back for a hat? Nah. I step down to the dock and sit in the Adirondack chair. Your coffee might be cold, Betty motions to a small table between the chairs. It's fine, thanks. I pick up the coffee and take a sip. It's the same temperature as the air, 83 degrees, the same as yesterday and the same as tomorrow. I heard your door, so I brought them out. Then you didn't come down. I was on the phone with Henry and needed a minute after. Oh, Betty replies, giving me time to overcome the gloom of talking with Henry. We watch the calm canal water in comfortable silence. A woodpecker makes a jackhammering noise against a palm tree. I take another swallow of coffee. Betty breaks the silence. Statistically, 6 out of 7 dwarves are not happy. I whip my head and ask, have you spent this whole time trying to come up with that? I know I shouldn't be surprised. This is Betty being Betty. Yeah, I couldn't think of any Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore jokes. I sigh, lean back, close my eyes. Eeyore lost his job again. Are you sending him money? Yeah, $1,000. I shrug my shoulders. A pleasant breeze wafts by with the scent of a gardenia flower. My mind wanders back to Mom. I shiver. I remember the policeman asking about the other rooms and saying, maybe your Kindle died. He opened the second bedroom door and I was horrified. There was a year's worth of newspapers stacked up, tons of catalogs, and random takeout containers everywhere. He searched the room for Mom and any clues. The third bedroom was full of boxes, some from the Home Shopping Network, and others I recognized my handwriting from when we separated the sentimental stuff. On the side of the boxes were labeled donate. The contents were spewed throughout the room. The officer found the safe in the closet open and empty. The policeman turned his face to me and raised his eyebrows. That's when we both got suspicious. I popped my eyes open and turned to Betty. Why doesn't Eeyore have any friends? She shakes her silver bobbed hair. I stare at her. She smiles and says, because he plays with Pooh all day. I give her a half smile. What's up? It's been almost a year since Mom passed. We're going to have a memorial service for her in Winnetka over Easter. That's a horrible way to go. It gives me nightmares, Betty shudders. Me too.